Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video by yours truly. My name is Envy, and today I am playing Storage Hustle. Now I will just be upfront and say I started playing, my recording stopped, and it got corrupted and didn't save. So I did miss out on the first day on learning how to play and everything. So I will just kind of more so explain it. So you kind of wake up every day and you can go to the storage units and buy a storage unit. You do auction for it. So you may win, you may not win. Really all depends. And it's a gamble, you know, whether you end up getting a really good storage unit or if you get something that is very, very shit. Another aspect that they do have of this is you can also do yard sales, but I more so try to focus on doing the storage units since that's what this game was for. So they start you off with a little red truck, and you can go and check out the storage units. You would interact with it, see what's in it a little bit. Sometimes there are boxes that have other stuff in it, and then you can vote to either start the auction on it, or if you hit cancel, you won't have the option for it anymore. And then you have your choice on bids down in the bottom, and it shows your money up at the top. Don't mind the name of these people. They have the funkiest names on these bidders. But this was really cool. I mean, I've never really been to a storage unit. I've seen some of the auctions like here and there, like years ago, but I've never actually done one myself. But doing it in game was actually a lot of fun. Now, after I did end up winning the unit, you then can go in, open up the boxes. The game gives you a scanner, a price scanner, and a repair tool. So, in here, you'll get rid of the trash. You get a little bit of money for it. It's not a lot. And then you can put more stuff in the boxes. You can repair them with your tools. You can scan for the pricing on it. You do have to end up upgrading your tools to make, you know, the products better for repair. Or if it's a higher tier for the product, you do have to repair and upgrade your scanner tool in order to get the pricing on those items as well. So I can only start off with the normal and the broken stuff, and then eventually I got up to scanning the uncommons, or the rares rather, and also the epic items and legendary. Now, I will say it is very easy to get a lot of stuff and have no room for it. But once it's kind of planted in your truck and it's not moving anymore, it pretty much is planted. For the most part, I don't think I really had much fall out. There were a couple times where my game had glitched and I lost an item or two while I was driving around. There have been a few times where small items that got put into boxes did end up disappearing. There was one point later on in the game where I had an entire box with a bunch of stuff and the entire box disappeared. So it does happen. I don't know if they've made any updates to this game since then, but I definitely had a lot of fun playing this. And here you can see that I'm scanning the items just to kind of get a price on them, just to see what they are worth initially. You can, when you go to auction, or not auction, when you go to sell these online, you can put the price as high as you want, but it will not be sold at as high of a price as you would like. You can haggle people, and you can end up upgrading your skills to haggle them a little bit better and get higher worth on your items. But you'll see that later on as well. Now the item must be in your garage in order for you to sell it. You'll put a price on it, click on the offer, and you can either accept it, decline it, or you can type back a different price for it. So it is pretty cool in that aspect, and you get notifications when someone's offering for it. And like I said, you can always haggle them. For the first beginning parts of the game, I didn't really haggle that much, but over time I definitely did end up haggling for more money, because you definitely need to do that. You can take a loan out for the game, but it's just not really all that worth it. It doesn't really give you much. You can't go higher than 2,500, so it's almost not worth it unless it's just to get you a storage unit or help pay for a storage unit. That's the only way that I've seen it. But it definitely can be used. I know I've used it a couple times. Here you'll see the skills that I can unlock with the skill points that you get with leveling up. So, and they are very useful. Anything that is left outside at the end of the day, so oftentimes I threw out empty boxes, those will all be gone the next day. And you get a daily summary just to see where you're at for the day. So I had more of a profit on this day, but that is not always the case in case you make purchases on cars, houses, whatever the case may be. They do also allow you to gamble a little bit, so this was not well for me though. I definitely lost a lot here, and I definitely did not do well in blackjack either. And when I say literally once it's in your car and it sits there, it will sit there. As you can see, I have a wheelchair that has no support anywhere, and it is sitting there. But you can buy different things in yard sales, and you'll find almost anything. There's a barber chair. Eventually you'll see that I find a legendary wand, and once you find one of them, you find a lot of them. And those things, those puppies sell for a lot. So in my opinion, I think it's better to get the repair tool upgraded as quickly as possible, because once you upgrade a lot of stuff that you get, you can actually sell it for a higher price. So, and haggling here got, you know, a price down from about like 440 to 375, and that's already going to be a profit. Since it's a bad item, it's going to be repaired, and it's going to be worth so much more than what I bought it for. So you got to also look out for those in the yard sale to see what items you can repair to make them better or perfect even, and sell them for a much higher price. again, if you get it in there and it sits completely still, you're good. You are good. I literally have nothing, nothing holding this barber chair to my truck, and it still will just sit there. So, I mean, that's good. I do like that even if the time goes to nighttime, it doesn't actually change the time of day. I do think that that's pretty interesting. I kind of wish that it did make it darker outside, just so that way it made it a little bit more realistic. That's one of my complaints about this. My other thing is I thought that you couldn't really do much after like midnight. But even if it gets that late, you can still go and do all of the yard sales. So even when you go and sell everything, you could still go back and do all of the yard sales. Now, once you start getting up with your money, you can start looking at more of the higher yield storage auctions that they have. So the storage units that I went to are about a step up from the ones that you start off with. So there are higher price items. It is a higher starting bid. Sometimes there are more items. It's kind of cool, the variety of stuff that you can end up finding and realizing that you can sell. So that was a lot of fun as well. But you'll see, like, I need to upgrade my tool in order to repair, or sorry, not repair, to scan other items that are more of a higher quality. But I can use my hammer to upgrade these to a normal level, and then I can scan them as long as they are not a rare or higher item. Now, when it comes to haggling somebody, you can see on the sign their patience. I did end up getting my level up to where their patience doesn't drop as far down, unless obviously I pick a price that is very low compared to what they would like. But you can slowly start to bring the price down. So from that being over $500 to me being able to make it down to $432 is very, very good, especially because that could also be sold for a lot. Again, shove as much stuff as you can on top and let it sit there, because it will sit there. It won't move at all. And you could visit all of the yard sales. This is when I discovered the legendary wand, and this is when I knew my game was going to change for good. It was going to change for good, because these things are worth moolah. Moolah. No, I have been putting the prices up at a ridiculous amount. Even though I know that they won't sell for that amount, I still put them up there. But they still sell for a good amount on these ones. Alright, so now that I've been playing this game for a little bit, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, so that way you guys can kind of see where I'm at now, because now I'm making pretty good profit every day. You can see where I'm at now 23 days in, and I have just about over 50,000 in my account. So this has been a lot of fun. And there's a lot to do. You can buy cars and you can haggle with them. They have a little carnival area that you could check out, which I'll show you guys a little bit of later in the video as well. But you'll see what I'll be doing in the next few days. So I did end up buying the van. The van I was excited for, so that way I can start carrying a lot more, especially like the smaller items, they can kind of just get tossed into there. But you could see even the price difference on that microscope from it being bad to good, or sorry, bad to perfect. And you can change that yourself. But you can see I start finding a lot more of the expensive items that I can put up for sale, which is really nice. And as you probably saw from the last clips, I did get a house upgrade. So that was actually kind of nice. It's a nicer looking house. It's right next to the little carnival that they have going on. But it allows more space for my vehicles as well. So all in all, it's a really nice area. But I did want to travel over to this car place and show you guys the other car I ended up buying. Now, I think it's crazy that you can haggle for the car as well. At first, when I did try, he didn't take the price that I offered. But going back a second time, he did finally accept the offer, and we went on our merry way with it. So that was actually pretty cool. But it definitely took some haggling. Now, I did eventually make it to the auctions that are the big Santa ones. These ones will try and trick you and make you think there's a car in here. I can't tell you how many times I've bought these goddamn storage units and it's just boxes. It is just boxes. I feel like I've been rickrolled every single time I've bought one of these, and it has turned out to be like this. It's trash. The entire unit is trash. Throw it all away. Why did you even spend your money on this? Why did I spend my money on this? This is literally a waste of money. This is what broke my heart, was getting the unit like this. Because it's just like, no matter what you do, you are not making your money back on any of this. And that's not to say all of the units are like that, but most of them are. At this point, I was just trying to get the achievements done. And one of them is to reach a crazy height. Which I knew, not so much that I knew. My boyfriend kind of assumed it was going to be from the carnival with the Ferris wheel, but I couldn't hop on it, so I had to bring my car a little bit closer. So, spoiler alert, if you're looking to start getting some of the achievements, this is an easy one that you can get. You just have to bring your car close enough to the Ferris wheel, hop on top, and then you're going to hop on top of the cart. Alright, so one of the last things that I had to do was buy this last house that was available. And that's exactly what I did. I bought the last house that was available. I ended up cleaning up all the trash out of it. But it was really cool because there are little stands. I mean, I know these ones are kind of glitched out through speakers downstairs, but you can put items on these little podiums for them. I don't know how exactly that all worked. I did try to put something on one of them, and it doesn't really give you the option to like type what it is or anything like that, so I didn't think that that was interesting. I just don't know how that all works. The floor does have a penis. Why that was a thing on the floor, I don't know, but it was a penis on the floor. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please put them down below. But aside from that, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!